Hi everyone, my name is Ashley with Clover Patch Knits, and if you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you are returning back to my channel, welcome back to you as well. But if you are new here on this channel, I do talk about everything great and wonderful regarding knit and crochet. So if that's like your new hobby, or you just want to learn about the wonderful world of these hobbies, I know that you are going to love this channel. I've been planning to film this podcast episode like before 2025 ended, but it did not happen. So here I am. I hope you all had a great holiday time and holiday season, and also a great New Year's. But on today's episode, I'm going to be showing you all first some things that are gifts, whether they're like craft and knit related, that I got during the holiday time. So the first thing that I got, and these are so cute to me, these are some stitch markers. I'm going to try to come up close so you all can see. But these stitch markers, I think I got about 6 on this set. They came from Amazon. They're actually like super affordable, but the stitch markers, let me just show one by itself. But the stitch marker, let's see if the camera will focus. But basically it's like a donut that has like a cat's face on it. I don't know if you can really see it, but it's so adorable, and I've been using these on all of like my projects because every time I look at those stitch markers, they just make me smile. But if you all want some like adorable stitch markers, because that brand has so many different cute stitch markers, so I'm definitely going to order some more. But if you want some like cute stitch markers, I'll put that in the description box below if you want to check those out. But the next thing that I got, now these, I think these are considered embroidery like scissors. These also came from Amazon as well, but these are so beautiful because they're like a holographic color, and then they also have like a cute like bird detail up here, and these are just great because I've been working on some mittens that have like a bird detail. I'm going to show those to you all in a little bit as well, but these are so cute. And I love this, like I'll call it like a safety, whatever you want to call it, on these scissors, because man, these things are really sharp. So I'm so glad that it has like this safety thing on it, this like little plastic cap. But I love these. I've been using these all the time because I really wanted some cute like decorative scissors for my project bag because I didn't have any of those, but these are really, really cute. And then the next thing, now y'all, the next thing I got, I really wanted these because in previous videos I had shared how I was looking at double pointed needles, but I was like, before I invest in some double pointed needles that are super expensive, let me just make sure that I really love double pointed needles. So these also came from Amazon as well. I love this case color. This orange color is so beautiful, but these were around $20, and the sizes range from 2.75 millimeter all the way up to 6 millimeter with the double pointed needles. So I think that that size range is pretty good for the price, because also what was included in this set, I got some darning needles, some stitch markers, and also a measuring tape. So that was really great. And I think this set is also, if you're a beginner knitter or you want to gift someone a set who may be a beginner knitter, this will be great because I have so far loved the double pointed needles. I've been using the 2.75 millimeters for one of my projects that I'm working on, but this is great. And this is what the case looks like. I'll fold it over, but it's really great. I also will put this in the description box below. So since I've been using these, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get me going to invest in some other brands of double pointed needles, because these have really come in handy, especially with the mittens that I have been working on. But that's what I got during my holiday time. But like I said, I'll put all this stuff in the description box below. And the next thing I'm going to share, so last episode I showed my Songbird Mittens by Erica Hauser, but it was one of my mittens was not finished, but I finally finished my left mitten. So this, man, this is so beautiful. Like every time I look at this, it brings a smile on my face, and I'm like, I can't believe I made this. But this is my left mitten. So this is the front side of my left mitten, and then this is the back side of the left mitten. And on the thumb part, I just love the little flower detail. Like, my mind is blown that I made these, but my mind is more blown that someone was able to design a pattern so beautiful. With this, I used the Knitting for Olive Merino, their fingering weight yarn. The contrast blue color is called Blue Whale, and then my main color is called Pearl Gray. And when I blocked this mitten out, I mean, it just lays like absolutely perfect, and it's just gorgeous. Like, when I showed my family this mitten, they were like, I can't believe you made this. And I'm like, me either, but it's so beautiful. So if you want a mitten pattern that looks like you spent hours and hours working on, but you really didn't, and you want to have like a show-stopping mitten pattern, then I would suggest you add this on your list of things to make. And if you're a beginner, even though it looks difficult, I promise you, you can make these as well. And then also I started working on my second mitten, which will be my right one, because I was like, I do not want the like second mitten syndrome to get me or anything like that. So I was like, let me go ahead and start making my second mitten, so my first mitten won't just be sitting by itself and I never have my mitten set complete. So I went ahead and started on my second mitten. And in my last video, I had shared how I was thinking about doing like a mismatch set. I ended up going with that idea, and I'm very excited because I think it's cute. So on this mitten, my contrast color, this is still Knitting for Olive merino yarn, but my contrast color, this is like a green color. It is called Bottle Green, and my main color is still the Pearl Gray. But I think it's so cute. This is also, of course, the front part of my mitten, and this is the back part of my mitten. Still same beautiful design. So I think the colors are going to go well together. Let me hold them up. This is the left one. This is the right one. But I think they're going to go well together. And the great thing about having like a mismatch set, because I'm like, if I ever want to have a matching set of either color, I would just have to make one more mitten. So it's like, you know, it doesn't matter. But I love the mismatch design, and I think it's going to be really, really cute together. And the great thing, so let me show on this, the second mitten. So when I was making this mitten, I was a little bit concerned because the front part, like the motif was kind of scrunched up, like on this mitten. I don't know if you really can see it, but it's not like super flat. It's kind of like scrunched up. But once I block this one out, I mean, it lays flat. So it's just, it's so beautiful. Like I said, my mind is blown. Every time I look at the mittens, I get a huge smile on my face. I'm like, I can't believe I made these. It's just, it's such a great pattern. And the only thing that kind of makes me sad is because where I live in the South, our weather is like fluctuating from cold to hot, so it has not been cold enough for me to wear mittens. So hopefully by the time I get done with my second mitten, I'll be able to wear my mittens. And actually, another thing with this pattern, even though it looks super complex, it did not take me long to get this far. Like, it probably has taken me 2 days to get this far with the mittens, and I think that's great, especially even though it's not like a complex pattern. You have to focus when making these mittens, and now you'll make like little mistakes. But so far it's taken me 2 days to get this far, so I think maybe another 2 days I should be done with this mitten. So hopefully, like I said, by the time I get done with this mitten, my fingers are crossed, I'm hoping that it's cold out so I can show off my beautiful mittens, because I'm waiting. I'm like, when is it gonna get cold again so I can show off my mittens? Thing that I'm super excited to share with you all about is I ended up finding a local yarn store. Now, I don't know how I missed that this yarn store exists, because it's not far from where I live. But anyway, at the local yarn store, they are offering like classes, and so guess what? They're offering a sock 101 knitting class. So of course I had to sign up, because in my previous video I shared how like this year I want to start back sock knitting. So of course I had to sign up, and I was like, okay, I gotta order me some fingering weight and sock yarn. But I'm super excited for that class. I'll be going on January 15th. And another thing, I'm like, I could have went to YouTube University and like, you know, made some socks that way and stuff. But I'm also very excited because I was like, I want to be around some other like crafters and people who enjoy the same hobby as I do. So that makes me super excited, and I cannot wait for that class. And also at that local yarn shop, they were also offering a class that I wish I could have went to, but it was like way too early in the day for me to go, and I would have still been at work. But it was a pin loom weaving class. I'll put a picture of what it looks like, because I had never heard of that before. But it looks beautiful, and hopefully if they offer another of those classes later in like the evening time, I can go, because it looks really, really fun. And I want to know, like, in 2026, do you all plan on starting any new hobbies, or have you already started a new hobby? If so, put in the comments below, because that's another thing I've been thinking about. I'm like, I want to add another hobby on my list, because I've been thinking about getting back into sewing as well, because I've probably in my lifetime, maybe if so, maybe, I don't even know if it's 3 times, I know at least twice, because I'm like, this was many Christmases ago when I was probably about 10 years ago. I had asked for a sewing machine, and I only used that sewing machine 1 time. So I'm like, it's just sitting in my closet collecting dust. And I'm like, I need to be using it, because like I said, I only use it 1 time, and I'm like, I wonder, is that sewing machine even still working? I can imagine that the sewing machine will still work, but I need to plug it up to make sure that it still works, because my dream was always to be like my own fashion designer. So I'm like, I think I would love sewing and getting back into that hobby. So also, if you also and you have any like beginner clothes making projects you would recommend, put that in the comments below as well, because I'm really thinking about getting back into sewing. I say that, but I really am thinking about getting back into sewing because I think it would be a lot of fun. For thing that I ended up doing that I thought I was not going to do is I thought I was not going to buy any more yarn until I had destashed from my yarn stash that I have. But it didn't happen because there were so many yarn sales, like especially even like during the holiday time, there were so many companies doing like yarn sales. So I was like, I gotta get me some yarn, because there are a couple of projects that I saw that I want to make. Like one of those projects is the Ivy sweater by Petite Knit. I ended up ordering some drops. It's their drops air yarn. I've never purchased that brand before, so I'm very excited to see how I like that yarn and how it holds up in the project, because I've just been working on like so many color work projects that are like the patterns where you really have to focus. I'm like, I just want a pattern like on my needles that I can watch a good like TV show or movie with, and I think the Ivy sweater is going to be great because it's just like a simple raglan. And if you have seen my videos before, you all know I love petite knit patterns because the fit of most of the sweaters that I've seen are just great. So I can't wait to start on the Ivy sweater, and of course once my drop air yarn comes in the mail, I'm going to show you all because it's a beautiful pink color. And that's another thing that makes me excited, because I'm like, 2026, there's going to be a lot of pink incorporated in the things that I make, because pink is one of my favorite colors. So I'm like, I gotta start incorporating pink into my knitting. So my Ivy sweater, I'm going to be using pink yarn for that. So I'm very excited and can't wait to start on my Ivy sweater. And then also I ordered some more knitting for Olive merino yarn and some of their mohair. I think at this point, Knitting for Olive may be one of my favorite like yarn brands at this point, because I'm always ordering from them, but I got some more of their yarn. And also, as I was scrolling on social media, a reel popped up of a new yarn company, and now this, I cannot wait till this sale happens, because this company is going to have a great sale. The yarn company is called Cozy Pea. Wait, I wrote it down. Let me get the correct yarn company. It's called Cozy Pea Yarn, and they offer like hand dyed yarns, and with this company they sell their yarn skeins for $20. Now that is amazing, especially if you buy hand dyed yarns. That's amazing. And so actually tomorrow, January 4th, the company is going to be having a sale, so I will put that company's information and stuff in the description box below, because I've like set on my calendar, I was like, you've got to go and look at this sale. And this sale, like I said, is tomorrow, but it's at 3 p.m. Eastern. So I got my calendar set. I'm super excited because there's a couple of projects that I want to make with some of the yarn. I know one of the projects I want to make is the Sorrel Sweater. I'll put a picture of that sweater. I've talked about that sweater before, but I was like, 2026, I'm going to make the Sorrel Sweater, because I had started that sweater many years ago and never finished that sweater. I think that pattern is still probably one of my favorite sweater patterns, even like till this day, because every time I see the Sorrel Sweater, it is so stunning. And I love that when I see that sweater, when people make the Sorrel Sweater, a lot of times they've made different modifications to the sweater, like different things and changes to the sleeves of the sweater, and it's just stunning. So with that yarn from Cozy Pea Yarn, I plan on getting some of that yarn from my Sorrel Sweater. But like I said, I'll put the company's, the Cozy Pea Yarns company information in the description box below. Before I end the episode, of course, I have to share with you all the encouraging quote of the day, because I don't know about you all, but I love like looking and reading and encouraging quotes, but also sending them to other people. So the encouraging quote of today says, "You don't always need a plan. Sometimes you just need to breathe, trust, let go, and see what happens." And that quote is by Mandy Hall. So I hope that quote encouraged you. And we have made it to the end of the episode. So if you stayed this long to watch the full episode, thank you so much. And if you enjoyed this episode, you can please give me a like or subscribe. But until next time, I will see you all later. Bye.